Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Lachelle. If you happen to be new, thank you for stopping by. And if you happen to be returning, thank you so much for all your support. Please don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button so this video can reach who it needs to resonate with. Thank you so much. Today I will be sharing my story of how I was delivered, how God delivered me from the stronghold of alcohol. So I'm gonna jump straight into it. So as long as I can remember, I was a alcohol drinker. I was an alcohol drinker. Sure, truth be told, I grew up in a household where alcohol was that go-to drink. You know, it was all around me. I was exposed to it. And you typically become a product of your environment. But I will say that, it was a choice. It was a decision that I made. My mom was an alcohol drinker. And like I said, I was exposed to that as well. So I became an alcohol drinker. I am going to reach and say that I started drinking before the legal age of 21, and I would not advise anybody that's under the age of 21. If you ain't been smoking, if you haven't been drinking, do not start now. This is a disclaimer. Do not start. It is just a road that you don't want to go down, because some things is easy to get into, but they hella hard to get out of. So I'm gonna be honest with you. If you ain't smoked, if you ain't had a drink, please stay that way. So back on track, like I said, as long as I can remember, I know definitely before the age of 21, I definitely had my first drink. I started light, and what I say light is what you call like little wine coolers, little 6-packs that's in the store, nothing too big. But over time, I noticed that my situations, whatever I was going through, I became very dependent on that. So them light drinks did not fulfill whatever void that I was going, had at that time. So I increased it. I changed over. I started exploring more drinks, whether it was clear liquor, whether it was bourbon, whether it was whiskey, you named it, I was going to try it, and I just became so dependent on it, because at that time, whatever I was going through, instead of seeking God, I was seeking alcohol. Alcohol numbed that pain, and numbed that pain, and numbed whatever I was feeling, whatever I was going through, even though it was a temporary pain. I'm sorry, even though it was a temporary feeling, it still numbed it for me. And that's what I wanted, an escape, and alcohol was my escape. I took care of my children, I took care of my home, but in a mental state, and especially when I was going through so much, I depended on alcohol. Alcohol was my drink when I got off work. If I used to work night shifts. So after I sent my kids to school, they got off to school, you wouldn't believe, before I even laid down, I poured me a drink. It was like a sleep medication to help me sleep. And it was a way of an escape for me. And like I said, if somebody was hosting something, a little get together, and I decided to go, anybody from my past will tell you, oh, she had a drink. Now, I will say I did not drink to get drunk. I did not drink to start mess. I did not drink to engage in fights, engage in arguments. I drank to numb my pain. I drank to, I was drinking to numb what I was trying to escape. Even though them things, every time that alcohol wore off of me, I was still in that same position. I was still in that mindset. The pain came back. Then sometimes it came back 10 times worse, and I became more dependent. And so that's how I start upping my alcohol intake. I'm talking about heavy alcohol drink. I'm talking about vodka with orange juice, not measuring nothing, just pouring it, making sure my kids fed, help them with their homework, put them to bed, and I'm up in there just putting it down, and I noticed when I drank alcohol, it repressed pain, but at the same time, it brought up memories, if that makes sense. So it repressed what I was currently feeling, but at the same time, it brought up memories of things that happened to me, things that I said I forgave, stuff, but obviously it came back to surface. So that was kind of proof that I really didn't forgive things that happened to me previously, and that's what the alcohol was doing to me. It was making me bitter. It was making me resentful. It was keeping me from forgiving, but I was so dependent on it. Baby, I used to save a piece of my check, whether it was $20, $30, just to go get me a half a gallon of vodka in particular, because if that was the cheapest thing, then I wanted something to numb my pain and numb my hurt, you know. And it had a stronghold over my life. And I said it had a stronghold over my life because I do believe in those times when I was sleeping or I was drinking that I could have been praying. I could have been doing something productive. I could have been hanging out with my children, but I was too busy, you know, having an alcoholic drink. Now, my kids was aware that I was drinking, but again, I never did anything harmful around them, anything that, you know, that would have caused their lives to be in danger or anything like that. Majority of my drinking happened late at night or early in the morning after I seen them to school. I just had to have a drink. That was my mindset. I had to have it, Lord. I had to have it. Okay, you hear me? I had to have it. That's true. You know how some people got to have certain things. Mine was alcohol. I had to have alcohol. And once I had it, my nerves, it seemed like my nerves went into a state of calmness. Even though it was a 1 hour calmness, it could have been an overnight calmness. It went into a calmness, you know. And when I was back into my altar state, my natural state, I was right back in that pain. I was right back in that pain. And I'm just like, you know, let me up it some more. So what I'm saying, over the course of the years, it started from something such as a fruity margarita or a 6-pack wine cooler that I drunk maybe two out the pack of the 6-pack a day, and then it increased, and then I started looking down. I'm like, wait, I'm drinking six, the whole 6-pack, you know. And then when the pressure became a lot, life became life, and life started life, and then I started increasing what I was taking. Not only increasing, I was increasing the actually alcohol volume, what was actually alcohol, you know, what was the liquor intake of it. So I started drinking more of a hard liquor, a hard substance. Of what kind? I had a preference, and mine was brown liquor. That was what it was. That was my preference, brown liquor. I would take clear, but it wasn't my preference, you know. And I had to have one every day to numb the pain, to numb what I was going through from just past life experiences, you know. It wasn't a good coping mechanism. It would never be a good coping mechanism. It was just my way of coping, you know. And I never tried God. I never literally went to him. I thought about it though, truth be told. I never went to him and I said, Lord, can you take the taste of alcohol out my mouth? I never said that to God. And I intentionally didn't say it to God because I loved alcohol. My love was with alcohol. So I prayed for everything else, and I prayed for everybody else in certain areas of my life as well. But I didn't pray to be delivered from alcohol. I turned to alcohol. It was just something I didn't want to give up. I intentionally did not want to give that up because I didn't want to give God that part of my life. I didn't want to give God that part of my life. I was just, it was my everything. I thought, you know, outside of my marriage, outside of my kids, that was my next best friend. You know, didn't nobody know my pain, you know, so I turned to alcohol. You know, alcohol gonna see me through this. Alcohol have been there, you know, so it was my God in a sense. And it ain't something that I'm proud to say, but I hope that this message resonates with somebody that may be clung to something, that may have a stronghold over their life. We ain't gonna claim no addiction. In Jesus' name, we're not gonna claim no addiction. We're gonna say a stronghold, and strongholds can be broken by the grace of God. In Jesus' name, a stronghold can be broken. But yeah, so that was my go-to substance to drink. It was my go-to, brown liquor, clear liquor, like I said. And it started affecting me physically. I have always been healthy. Physically, I have always been healthy, so it really didn't show up. I stayed at work. I mean, I never drunk at work and stuff like that. But I had to draw the line. You know, I knew when to drink and when not to drink, if that makes sense. But it still had a hold on my life, because I remember being at work sometime and the stress of work, and the first thing my mind go to is like, oh, I need a drink. And some of my coworkers will even tell you, they probably heard me say, oh, I can use a drink, because it was true. It was true. I could have used a drink because the stress at that job or whatever I was thinking about at that moment was becoming too much. But again, I intentionally did not turn to God, and I did not ask him to take the taste of alcohol out my mouth intentionally, because I wasn't ready to let it go. So eventually I became sick and tired of being sick and tired. I became sick and tired of being sick and tired. I said, Lord, I done tried everything and everybody. You hear me? I done tried everything and everybody, and this pain that I'm feeling, it won't go away. It won't go away. I need help. But the thing is, God told me I need you. You have to give me full access to every area of your life. I see you giving me this, and this, but you have not gave me the area where you filling voids with alcohol. Ooh. Come again? Yeah. You giving me everything else in your life, but you have not gave me the area where you feeling voids and pains where I can heal, where I can deliver with alcohol. So I said, you know what? I done gave you every area, and I wanted to try you in everything because I done tried everybody and everything else, and then it failed me. Matter of fact, some things left me more broken than when I started, before I even met them or before I even started doing it. It left me more broken. You hear me? More broken. So I said, okay, I'm going to turn it over to you. And little by little, because when I said I was going to turn it over to God, it just ain't magically happened. It wasn't like that first day I prayed and alcohol was, the taste of alcohol was gone. You know, it seemed like the spiritual warfare ramped up even more. It seemed like I was seeing commercials about it more. When I was, you know, on the phone, ads popping up about it more. You know, people around me, you know, it was just, you know, seemed like they had it in their cup. That's the enemy playing tricks on my mind. You know, he didn't want to release me. He didn't want me to turn away from that and go to God for my deliverance. He wanted that stronghold of alcohol to continue over my life because it was a generational curse. It was a generational thing. See, alcohol ain't just pop up with me. It's been in my family for decades and decades and decades, way before me, way before my coming. Okay, so if it had it on my mama, her mama, and so on, then it wanted to have a grip on me too. But I rebuked that demon right now in the name of Jesus. So when I first started praying, it did not immediately go away. And I remember having a drink after that. It wasn't immediately after prayer, but I do remember like that specific day. And I tried to fight it so bad. I tried to make up every excuse. I don't want to get up in the car to go get it. Just anything to try to block me. But you know, nowadays they have delivery for just about everything. So I had it delivered. But this time I thought I was doing something because instead of ordering a big old one that I normally order, I ordered a smaller one. Finished that within a couple days. Still was praying during this time, Lord, take the taste of alcohol out my mouth, you know. And the Lord told me, I need you to be serious. Come to me when you serious. You're going to keep on going through the same pain. You're going to keep on feeling it. It's going to be amped up. The warfare against you is amped up. So come to me when you serious. So again, I had another drink after that. You know, after I finished that bottle, I had another drink. And I remember one of my daughters coming to me and she said, Mom, I thought you said you was done drinking. And I tried to be like, oh, I am, you know, I am. It's just a holiday and everybody want to drink. And she said, yeah, I understand, but I thought you said that you was done drinking. You tired of how I make you feel, sad, how you be depressed more after, you know. I thought you was, I thought that's what you said. And it resonated me, and when it resonated me, it touched me. Because I'm like, I did tell my kids this. Y'all won't see no more alcohol. Y'all won't see no more alcohol. I'm done. That's what I told them. I'm done. And I seen the word racing in her eyes. I seen her, you know, just pleading with me to stop. I seen in her eyes, even though she didn't say it out her mouth, I seen in her eyes. I seen that she was being so honest with me, and she cared for me, and she loved me enough to say, Mama, I'm coming to you as your child, as a child. And it took me back when I said that to my mama. Ain't that something? It took me back when I was a young girl saying it to my mama. Didn't know what really alcohol was, but I know when I watched her drink it, it turned her to somebody I didn't know. And I didn't like that person. When my mom had alcohol, it turned her to somebody that was came from a place of hurt, just always talked about her hurt, always talked about her pain, had a way of expressing feelings when she was under the influence of alcohol. So when my daughter said that, I remember 9-year-old me, 6-year-old me expressing it to my mom. The only difference was I became silent in my drinking. I just sat there. I didn't, because I was letting the memories and stuff take over me. I was just letting, trying to allow the alcohol to relieve me. That was the only difference. That's it. But it was the same thing, a generational thing, because I watched my mama do it, and now my children watching me do it. So that day, I was already done with my last alcohol drink. I ain't poured nothing out. Some people pour theirs out. I ain't have to pour nothing out because I ain't had nothing to pour out. I already had drunk it, truth be told. But that day I went back into prayer, and I said, Lord, I'm serious. I'm done. I'm done. I'm done. Deliver me from this. I can't do it in my own strength. I need you to deliver me from this stronghold of alcohol. I want you to take the taste buds and my desire away. And in the midst of you taking it away, I need you to fill it with something else that's more fulfilling, that's more desirable, that's more godly, that's just more good for me. And little by little, he started doing it. Now, like I said, that taste for alcohol was still there, but I was able to overcome it. So when thoughts start to come up, you want that drink, or when advertisements start to increase, when I felt like the advertisements started to increase, of selling of alcohol, beers, or whatever it was, I used to just pray right then and there. Get thee behind me, Satan. Get thee behind me, Satan. Satan, I rebuke in the name of Jesus. No weapon formed against me shall prosper. This too shall pass. I got this. I got the strength of my Father, because he given me strength in the areas of my weaknesses, and alcohol was a weakness for me. And over time, little by little, I remember the first couple of days was the hardest for me, because I wanted to so bad, because in my history of my grocery shopping, or my DoorDash orders, I always had ordered alcohol. So in the history, they are recommended again, like you want to reorder this bottle, you want to reorder this. So I had to delete all that and everything just to get my mind stayed upon being delivered from the stronghold of alcohol. And over time, it happened for me. And I'm sitting right here clean of alcohol. Haven't had a drink. Haven't had a desire for a drink. Glory be to God. So there's nothing that the Lord won't do for his children. We just have to let him in. He's not a forceful God. He's not going to force you to do anything. We have free will. But I would tell people, when you get sick and tired of being sick and tired, it'll come. It'll happen. But don't wait till it consumes your life. Because I was so dependent, and I thought alcohol was everything. It was a friend to me, I thought. But it was the enemy to me, for real. In reality, alcohol was the enemy to me. Alcohol is not bad. Don't get, some people can have alcohol in moderation and be just fine. But due to the generational thing in my family, it's just not good. And for me, I can speak and say it's not good for me. It wasn't healthy for me. It wasn't doing anything productive for my life. It wasn't drawing me closer to God. Anything that doesn't draw you closer to God is not for you. It shouldn't be a part of your life. Relationship, friendship, job, anything that don't draw you closer to God, you need to go back and have discernment and reevaluate those things. And so now I'm sitting here clean, and I'm going to be an advocate. And I'm not scared to share my story, because I want somebody to overcome the strongholds in their life. Your stronghold may not be alcohol. It may be something else. It may be food. It might be something else. But God will deliver you. You just have to make him available too, and really turn it over to God. And the road is not going to be easy. I don't like to be that person and say, all this good, and I don't talk about the uneasiness, the uncomfortability that comes along with walking with God. But he will deliver you, because the deliverance is going to triumph for all the suffering and the pain that you had to go through. You're not even going to remember it. That pain that from those things is going to be gone, because you're going to take that, and God's going to use that for purpose, that pain for purpose. So again, I hope this message resonates with somebody, that you can be delivered from whatever stronghold is in your life. Don't never succumb to it, but you got to put on the full armor of God, and you got to be able to go face your Goliaths, go face your giants, and say, I will get over this. I will get through this with the help of God. All things are possible. All things are possible. There's nothing too impossible for God, but you have to turn over all areas of your life. You can't hold on to one area of your life and, you know, and then you think you got this one. I just want to keep this. It can't work like that. I did a video not that long ago saying access God granted, access granted God, access granted God. Go check that out. And I hope this video bless somebody's life. If you need anybody to ever talk to, anybody to mentor you, or just to have a one-on-one, I'm starting free 40-minute Zoom or phone calls. You're just looking for somebody to talk to without judgment, somebody that can resonate with you. From a spiritual standpoint, there's no judgment here. You feel comfortable to talk about what you want to talk about. I just ask to make sure that it's clean, you know. But God bless you all. And again, I just wanted to share my story about how I was delivered from the stronghold of alcohol. And you too can be delivered. You just have to give God, you know, give God that chance to deliver you and turn it over to God. Lay it at his feet. I promise you, you will be so amazed at the things that God will be able to do in your life. I'm sitting here as a living witness of the miracles that he have worked. There's nothing too great for God. There's nothing too big for God. Turn it over to him. You guys be blessed. Continue to have a good day. Bye-bye.